play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob says Nico gonna find Rainer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. We're in for match number 3 of our triple header here. It's going to be C-West Piecemeal versus Tidecaller Mrgles. These teams have been patiently waiting for us as we were a little bit delayed from a Game 3 set prior to this. But I'm going to be joined tonight by my illustrious co-host and Nexus Edge superstar, Lulu.
Hello, Aero.
How was Nexus Edge tonight?
It was a lot of fun. You know, I know you as the official NGS casting bot were busy here casting, and so I gotta go on NGS, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, great. I look forward to watching it later and hearing all the wonderfully exciting things that you guys had to say about me, which is presumably not a whole lot, hopefully. But let's talk about these teams. I mean, you can respond if there was something you had to say. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna give you the good news that Region Phoenix is first in the power rankings for B West.
You love to see it.
You really do.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the standings. Get into the draft. Piecemeal sitting at number 4 here with 13 points. Tidecaller Mrgles at number 8 with 6. This is a very important match for Tidecaller Mrgles. They need these points to make sure that they retain their playoff position. But also for Piecemeal, right? They're sitting at number 4 with 13, but better than bots, ahead of them by 1 point. Would tap that, ahead of them by 3 points. Arrogant Nephilim by 5 points. So getting a 2-0 victory here would be very helpful for their positioning. But Tidecaller Mrgles is not going to let that happen if they can help it.
Yeah, and there's still enough season left, too, that you're wanting any point you can get so you can, you know, lock in that you make the playoffs.
Exactly. Our map bans here tonight. Piecemeal going to ban out the, let's see, what do we have? Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout. They don't like the B games. Alterac Pass and Tomb of the Spider Queen going to be banned out by the Tidecaller Mrgles. And our first game is going to be played on Infernal Shrines. The most commonly picked map in NGS.
Hey, Aero, what does your Murloc noise sound like?
My Murloc noise?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it when we get to the game. I don't want to do it when I'm on the camera because it looks stupid.
Hey, I did that on Edge multiple times.
I have to, you know, get set up for it. I can't just like.
You really gotta feel it.
I gotta feel it, yeah.
First pick coming out, Johanna. Not a big surprise at all.
And why is that?
I mean, she's Johanna. She's one of the most picked heroes, I think, in NGS. She's really good at getting onto a point and not leaving, so she can just get in the way on the shrine here and be annoying for the enemy. However, Piecemeal picking up the Ariel and Lunara, and Ariel still res very OP busted. Yeah,
we just saw that on our last match where Ariel, quite frankly, made the difference in so many fights. Gonna be Rainer and Thrall coming in here as well for Tidecaller Mrgles. Not the greatest at clearing the shrines. They both do fairly single target damage, although obviously we'd get a little bit of chain lightning out of Thrall. But they do provide a lot for the team fight, so you know, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I mean, either ult from Thrall, if he uses it like during an objective in a fight, is gonna have big impact because you're in such a small area around the shrine.
Absolutely. And I totally missed my opportunity to say this because there were other things going on. But I was gonna say we've got the Lunarial on the side of Piecemeal.
I really appreciate that, actually. Lunarial.
Almost as good as the Anna Johanna or the Banana, which we have. We have the Banana.
Banana.
Yeah. I know it's a little fruity of a joke, but you know, sometimes you just gotta.
Gosh. You know, what I really don't like about you is that you don't let me have fun and make puns, but you get to make them.
You make them all the time. I don't say you
know,
can't make them. I
but
just groan at them.
You're just like, you're so judgy, and when I try and like set up a joke, you're like, "Buh, that doesn't work." But I'm a supportive friend, and I laugh at things you say. Your rel coming out though. You don't see that very often these days.
You don't, but I mean, she's a really strong hero, and I really think that she's like Varian. She's a hero that I think that if people started picking her up and playing her, they'd find out how good she is.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
All right, so Dahaka's gonna bring us a little bit of Shrine Clear.
He does.
Johanna's got a little bit of Shine Clear, so you know it's gonna be up to the full team to really make this work within the shrines. What do we got? Golden. So we got a lot of Shrine Clear. We need a tank here. Who's it gonna be for this? Is it gonna be ETC? Oh, of course it's gonna be a Mal'Ganis.
I really like that Mal'Ganis skin. Kind of Mecha E1.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't see it because my overlay is right on top of the heroes, so I never see the heroes. I just see what they get picked on the sides.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, but it allows me to type in the heroes a little bit easier. So, well, there we go. Here's our draft, everybody. Who do you think's gonna win game number 1? Is it going to be Piecemeal on the left, or is it gonna be Tidecaller Mrgles on the right? You tell us. What do you think, Lulu? Who has a better draft here?
I probably lean towards Piecemeal because Ariel, and also they've got the freaking double poison of Lunara plus Gul'dan, which just feels so bad to go against. Although I guess there's a Lucio on the other team, so maybe it doesn't feel quite as bad. But Gul'dan's going to be really good on this point too.
Yeah, I think I lean towards the draft on Piecemeal for all of the same reasons.
Talk to me about Dahaka, Aero. I feel like this is not the map where I would usually see him, but I'm also not very good at this video game. So tell me the thinking behind it here.
I mean, I think the primary thinking here is first of all, I think that's probably a comfort hero. Dahaka may be able to zip around a little bit, depending on the talents he takes, may be able to zip around and double soak, but certainly not nearly as well as Urel. The real value here is that they're going to try to get a little bit of off-lane soak in the lanes where the Punisher's not going to be going. The isolation can be really strong to help with a Urel who might take Ardent Defender. I think that's probably the goal here, is to make use of that isolation ultimate to lock down at least the abilities that are going to be necessary to keep the Piecemeal team alive. So, all right, well, why don't you go ahead and introduce Piecemeal for us?
All right, for Piecemeal, we've got MJ Doom up there on the Urel. We've got Z Loth on on who? On Ariel, Silver Jackal on Gul'dan, Odd Thought on Lunara, and Dark Knight on Mal'Ganis.
All right, and over here for the Tidecaller Mrgles, we've got, let's see, we've got Bob on Thrall, as they're just deleting here the Mal'Ganis. He's not even going to get that Night Rush off.
20-second kill.
20 seconds. Feels good. Sheej going to be playing the Johanna. Key on the Lucio. Kotip on the Raynor. And Rise Robin playing the Dahaka. It's going to be the Tidecaller Mrgles.
That was really good.
I told you, I'm practically half Mrgle.
This is true.
I have pictures.
There is photographic evidence of that.
In fact, I met Mike Morheim as a Murloc.
I don't know who Mike Morheim is.
He was the Blizzard CEO. Thanks for that one.
Ah. Okay.
Alrighty then. So, Dahaka up here versus Yrel. Now, I think that Dahaka probably... Gosh, I think that Dahaka probably loses to Yrel. Like, maybe not immediately.
I don't know how much either of them can really effectively bully the other one. I feel like they're both pretty okay at sustaining.
Yeah, we'll see. So we do have here enhanced agility, and that's actually what I was talking about. Is like depending on what Dahaka takes, he does have a kind of a little bit of a path to get these,
Ooh.
Okay. So anyways, we'll come back to that. So with
quick pause.
Yeah, with the enhanced agility here, it does give the opportunity for Dahaka to make use of the steam vents, and there are steam vents conveniently placed so that Dahaka can go, around through the middle from top over to the side, get one of those if he wants to, or even maybe just makes it all the way down because that adds an extra couple of seconds to brush stalker. It's 5 seconds then, and that extra speed goes to like 25%. It's basically mount speed. So he can get all the way from top to mid very quickly. That said, Yrel can do the same once she gets even really level 4. She can get a 35% instant cast movement speed from Hand of Freedom, which she may take because they have Thrall. That cleanses movement speed, slows, and roots. At level 7, she can take Divine Steed, which allows her to just instantly cast and gets a big burst, a 60% movement speed for 3 seconds, I think it is. Or she can take the Avenging Wrath upgrade, which is probably what she will take, which is just, hey, if you channel it all the way to full duration, you get a 25% bonus on your damage.
Seems good.
So the rotation opportunities here are there for both of these heroes, and we see Dahaka did rotate down into this bush, so he's maybe looking for Gul'dan to come a little bit far forward, but Gul'dan's not going to do that. He's not a healthy boy. Shout out to that greenfish for cartoon Lulu.
Yes, he made my my image of me and my kitty cats, and I love it.
It's a good portrait.
It really is.
All right, so Tidecaller Mrgles going to be the first one to get the neutral camp in the bottom lane here, so slight advantage to them on XP, partially because of those kills, or that kill, I guess, and partially because of the Merc camp there. Also getting a little bit more minion XP. They're a full wave, maybe even a wave and a half ahead of Piecemeal right now. They're going to get it started first, as Piecemeal's going to head over, get their Shaman camp started. Going to be all the way up to 10 as Piecemeal on their way into the point here. Dahaka coming in, looking for the Yrel, isn't going to get that tongue out on her, but still has it available. It's a little difficult to hit it on the shrine because of all the minions too, so you have to be a little bit careful of that. But a big start here for Tidecaller Mrgles as MJ Doom on the Yrel going into the team does get Bob very low, but Yrel having to use that Avenging Wrath to get out. Dark Knight coming in on the Mal'Ganis is able to disrupt the team just enough here. Now Gul'dan has a lot more shrine clear, and we do see here too Searing Light from Ariel being used to clear the minions as well, so a lot of minion clear on the side of Piecemeal. But with the level 7 talents coming in, here comes Tidecaller Mrgles. They're going to get the sleep, leaving Dahaka asleep there, even with his Dark Swarm going. The knockback here from Yrel, she's going to hit that Vindication, but it looks like it's going to be Dahaka falling first. And the Punisher now secured by Piecemeal, along with the second kill, this one going out onto Thrall. Yeah,
Gul'dan is just so aggressive on the point. Or the damage he can do onto the minions and also onto the enemy team.
Yeah, especially when you're standing in the minions, right? I mean, he can get extra value. He's already sitting at 21 stacks of Echoed Corruption.
He's also got an Ariel to keep him healthy so he doesn't run out of mana, and he can just keep throwing all the fell things at your face.
So that being said, the Frozen Punisher value kind of not really benefited there. I mean, they got half of the tower down, came down to get the siege camp, so they are ahead in XP now by 3/4 of a level, but Piecemeal didn't really get as much value out of that as I think they should have been able to.
Yeah, they opted to just invade and steal that siege camp instead of pushing with the objective, which is a choice.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, with that particular objective, with it being a Frozen Punisher, I mean, it's not like they don't have damage. They have the Lunara, the Gul'dan. Nice Night Rush to get out of there, the Interrupt to keep Raynor from dying. Meanwhile, Dahaka and Uro. Oh, getting pulled into the towers, but there are a couple minions there, so it's not going to do too much damage to Uro. By the way, it is the full Avenging Wrath build here, so Aegis of Light going to give the additional armor to her allies when she jumps onto them. And Holy Avenger that additional damage when she fully channels her Avenging Wrath. They're all rotating in. So they don't have any cleanse. Well, not yet. I suppose we could still see a Lunara cleanse, right? At level 13. That's still a thing that could happen. But level 10s are here. What do you think about those?
So we've got the Carrion Swarm for Mal'Ganis, Resurrect on Ariel because of course, Ardent Defender for Yrel, Leaping Strike Lunara, and Horrify for Gul'dan. That's gonna be really good. You've got a Horrify to run everyone away, and then Lunara can just jump on top of them. And if anything bad happens to your team, by the way, Resurrect.
Yeah, and we're gonna see like a lot of these ultimates here. The Raynor's Raider is a single target, but it's consistent, so I mean it's not gonna go away. But isolation, things like that. Well, he'll be back soon, right? Are we gonna see the Resurrect? No?
I don't...
Guess
so, not. Ariel got stunned right when he went down, so she was having to run for her life, and so I guess she couldn't get in time to res him, or they just wanted to save the cooldown. Not really sure which.
Yeah.
But maybe they just wanted to hold on to it with this objective coming up.
If I had to guess, I imagine that it was the pressure coming from Tidecaller, because it meant that Mal'Ganis was in a really bad place, because their entire team was between, you know, Ariel and where Mal'Ganis was going to res. So if he resed, he was just going to get turned and burned at that point. But he's back, and they'll have the cooldown.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, that was really good. They got the ultimates out to make that happen, but Lucio's going to get put to sleep here by the Mal'Ganis. He's going to get knocked against the wall as well. MJ Doom falling a bit low there as the Leaping Strike coming in. The Sound Barrier going to be used, and Carrion Swarm is going to get some damage out here onto Sheets. She's having to use that Unstoppable Blessed Shield going out as well. Mal'Ganis putting out the sleeps again. Could fall. Gonna get healed, but is gonna get taken out. Here comes the Resurrect, though, as Johanna and Lucio gonna go down in payment. And Dahaka now very low is probably gonna go down as well. And that's the exact value that we were talking about with this Resurrect, even though it wasn't the Resurrect that did it. But there's a full squad here now that can easily take this point.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is there was that whole drawn-out team fight, and it took all of that for the Mrgles to get the kill onto Mal'Ganis. So they've already blown all their ults and everything. And then, by the way, he's back at full health now, and you're still not at full health.
Yeah, and they got the staggered death on the Thrall, which is really unfortunate. It makes it so that this fort is definitely going down to Piecemeal. And now this Punisher that's coming up, this Arcane Punisher, is going to be going straight into a keep along with the level 13 advantage.
Resurrect OP, man.
Yeah, that... I think at least it needs a higher cooldown.
But Blizzard, I play support, so please do not change Resurrect. Thank you.
I would even be okay with it if it wasn't self-castable. Like, as it is, I'd be fine with it as just if she couldn't cast that on herself.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I know.
It feels so bad, anything that I can't cast on myself. Like, I'm the one that has that ability. Why can't I use it on me?
Well, the Punisher is going to get most of this wall with half the tower. And the Shaman camp picked up as well, so getting a camp invade there, getting them a little bit more XP. Also, at level 13 here, Yrel going into Aldor Peacekeepers, so she's going to do or cause the enemies that she hits with that Vindication to deal less damage.
Wow, that was a really quick camp take there.
Yeah, they've got a lot of damage, right? I mean, the Gul'dan and Lunara, you mentioned it at the beginning, the amount of damage over time that comes out of that, quite significant.
Definitely. Oh, suddenly Mal'Ganis.
Well, Mal'Ganis got rooted out of his sleep here. They get the kill onto the Lunara.
But she gets frizzed.
She's coming back. Carrion Swarm is coming out, but everybody's still healthy. So, you know, there's still the possibility here for Tidecaller, although the burrow used on Dahaka, he has to use that essence to keep up. And Lucio trying to keep everybody alive here, but Dahaka gets the tongue onto Oriel, but it's not going to matter. He gets knocked away and killed. And Lunara's spread damage, again, you know, you talked about the dot damage. Lucio able to heal a lot of that up, but he's really struggling at this point.
That was such a risky Arth there. He could have easily died.
It was remarkably close and almost got interrupted. But they do save the fort here. And Johanna's back.
Oh.
I would like to see them invade this. Like, they just saw that go. They see Yrel in the middle. This needs to be a thing. Dahaka needs to burrow in and they need to go. But they didn't.
Yes, but they did not.
Does Dahaka have burrow? Let's look. He does now at the very least. But level 16 is going to come up here for Piecemeal. Now they've got Yrel completely surrounded here. She has Ardent Defender, but that doesn't last forever. And here's Dahaka. Oh, but the Horrify gonna keep her alive. The big bait here. As Raynor having to pull back, doesn't have any health here. Carrion Swarm gonna come out from Mal'Ganis after they get the kill onto Dahaka. They're looking for more, possibly gonna get the Thrall, although Thrall gets the root. Oh, it doesn't matter. Gul'dan gonna get the corruption out. And they get the kill onto Johanna. This is, you know, this was looking really solid here for the Mrgles at the beginning of this game, and then Oriel, like, just turned it 100% around.
Yeah, but I mean, that fight wasn't even totally Ariel. That was all off the setup from the Horrify from Gul'dan. That's another very powerful ult in what it can do. Just, you know, completely ruin anything your team would want to do because you're running all different directions and now you're dead.
Well, and not only that, but, you know, we don't see, it's not easy to recognize when a hero's damage is being reduced. All you can see is the little down arrows that flare up around a hero. What the heck is... Oh, that must have been his... So Dahaka's... That's weird. He had some weird greenish effect around him. I wonder what it was. Maybe it was Lucio's healing. Oh yeah, he has little lights that he puts up on people. I never noticed that. Like it looks like little fireflies floating around him when he's healing. But anyways, Mortar Punisher, Mid Punisher, gonna go over here to Piecemeal. I had a point that I was gonna make in there before I got distracted by the flashy lights. Oh, it was about Yrel. We don't see the damage reduction that's caused by Yrel's Vindication now. So when she goes in and hits that Q, that big AoE circle, everybody that's there is reduced damage by 40%. And there's the Horrify. Yeah. Just Dahaka dies. Just nothing. Blind as a bat coming out from Mal'Ganis, so you see him hitting that Fellclaws just going all over the place. Here comes the Carrion Swarm. Not really anything for him to go for on that, but at level 20, that's going to be a big problem because that's going to put everybody to sleep as the Punisher jumping in. And look at how quickly everybody just falls to 0. Thrall's going to get taken out. because of all of that damage over time, and they're going to make their way onto this core, and I don't think anything that Tidecaller has can stop them at this point. There's that Vindication, so we see Johanna's damage reduced there, but she's the only one. There's the Blessed Shield, looking for the backline, but the core is at 33%. We see Silver Jackal already saying GG. And that's going to be game number 1, going over to Piecemeal.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I spent the whole end of that game looking for these fireflies you were talking about, and I didn't see anything.
Really?
Are you feeling okay?
They're really small.
I saw when, I don't know, when maybe he had like the speed boost on, I could kind of see like little lines are moving fast or something, but I did not see anything when he was healing.
I mean, I'm looking at it now. Let's see, where's Lucio? Is he even on this? Yeah. Yeah, you can see it on Dahaka right at the end. Look around him. You see these little yellow lights floating around him.
I just, you...
Like, what are you watching on? Are you watching on a phone, or are you watching on a computer? Like, well, of course you're watching. You're in the game.
Yeah. Don't you guys have phones?
Exactly. You know, if you had a phone, you would have seen that. Actually, that's not true.
It's true.
They were pretty small.
The high quality of video on phones, I would have seen it.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. Repsychic in the chat. Lulu is Hulu.
Yeah, that was like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry.
Just under 15 minutes on the game time there.
I mean, we can appreciate his comment now, too. I'm always cool. Thank you very much.
I mean, whatever floats your boat. Pet Wolverine asking if I'm hallucinating. You know what?
That's what I'm wondering, too. You know, he's had a long day of casting. Starting to see things on the screen.
Could be. Could be.
Oh, wait. Is Repsychic still here? He's like a Lucio main. He should be able to tell us if there's fireflies. I actually don't know if he's a Lucio main, but I know he's got the statue.
No one cares what I have to say. As we're asking, he's gonna hear us asking about this.
I know! This is like...
Why phones? No doubt. No doubt. So Tidecallers wants first pick, so it's gonna be the map pick of Piecemeal. I mean, he can hear us, Lulu.
Well, I mean, there's like a delay and stuff, and also he wasn't acknowledging my question yet, so I wanted to make sure you could see it too. Oh, look at that. No, not really.
It's gonna be really unfortunate when I have to go clip this and show you what I'm talking about.
I can't wait for the screenshots I'm gonna get about this.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do screenshots. I'm gonna take a clip because I want you to see all of it. You will notice
But
that there are little.
If it's a video, it's just gonna be me trying to find it in the video again, which I didn't find the first time. If you screenshot, you can do like the internet thing where they have like circles and big red arrows pointing to where it's at. You know what I'm talking about?
So I just want to be clear about this. What you want me to do is you want to take a screenshot and you want me to highlight the areas that are so obvious that you missed that'll make it feel all the worse when you finally see them. That's what you want me to do?
It's so obvious that I missed it. So obviously help because it's not obvious.
All right. Fair enough.
He gives little swishies underneath people with sound barrier.
I want to be clear about this. What you want me to do is you want to take a screenshot. Oh God. I just played I was going to my videos so that I could find the thing, and it just played the the clip of me saying, I want to be absolutely clear about this. So yeah, they're gonna hear that 3 times now.
Wait, what did you say? What?
Well, never mind. I pulled up the video, so it's gonna play the audio of me saying that. Okay, so let's see if I can pause this. Well, it's not going to look very good, but let me pull this up. By the way, we haven't heard from the teams on where we're going yet, so we're not...
Was Odd Thought in this?
Yeah.
We're going to Dragonshire.
Got it. Yeah, but they haven't made the thing yet. Okay, let's go back to here. See if that... A little bit more. Okay, so see if I can catch this, because it's right at the end of the game. Like, you can see it pretty clearly at the end. Everybody thinks I'm nuts. You guys just can't pay attention. Yeah, like, it's super obvious on Dahaka.
Is it though, buddy?
It is when you know to look for it. It's like the sound from Li Ming, right? Where...
But I was actively trying to see it, and I did.
So
This is where you're about to offend me.
When we... So I'm just going to post this in Div C chat for everybody here. Now, it's not going to look very much like it is when you're, you know, it's not going to look anything like the game because, of course, in the game, they kind of float up. But when you actually go and if you see a clip of it, you will see those little lights floating up from the ground going up. So, hey, Murda coming in. Hello, how you doing?
Oh, Diane.
Maybe you just wanted to wait 10 minutes also. Exactly. Sometimes. I don't know. I don't see a lobby link. Is Odd Thought in a game? No. There we go. Wait, is that us? Yeah, that is us.
What's PML?
Piecemeal.
Oh, Piecemeal. Okay. There's 3 letters there, and it's a one letter team. One word team. Yes. Oh, I'm playing this game. We're both playing this game.
Now Recyclic sees what I'm talking about and realizes that there are actually little fireflies that float up from the ground.
I mean, he didn't say that at all, did he?
In 30 seconds, he'll say that.
Will he say that in 30 seconds?
But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, you know what I could do? Can I?
Wait, Piecemeal has a theme song?
I mean, I guess.
Is that
I
real
don't know.
life? I really want to know what this is.
To add this. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. We're gonna add. Where did I put it? Pictures? Is that where it went? All right, so look, everybody. Those are the fireflies that I'm talking about. In red circles, so that you can see them. Again, you can't see it very, like, it just looks like random dots because this is a static image. But those are the fireflies. Those fly up and down, or not down, but they fly up from the ground all around his body while Lucio was healing him. And you could actually see it on the other heroes. It was just, that was the hero that was easiest to see it on. So, there you go. What are we? We're ready. There, some people are. We're ready. All right. Sounds like they're ready to go. Did I put this on the maps? I didn't put this on the maps. Let me put that on the maps so that we can show this.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just watched the Piecemeal theme song, which I'm sure would be even funnier if I had seen The Witcher, but it's still a very funny video.
I see. All right, well, we are going to go to Dragonshire for game number 2. It is the selection of Piecemeal. Sometime soon?
Oh, there was a countdown, but we did not move, did we?
We're still here.
Hey. Oh, there we go. With no warning, suddenly we're there.
Recycling. I realize that they are not literally fireflies, but when you see the little lights floating up from the ground, they kind of look like fireflies do.
Like, how do you even know it's from Lucio, though? It could be any stray fireflies in the Nexus. Aero, please.
It could be, except for the fact that when I brought it up, they were on a siege camp. There were certain heroes within Lucio's range. There were certain heroes just outside of his range, and the heroes in his range had them, and the heroes outside of his range did not.
You know how sometimes people will be like, I'm not crazy, and it's less believable, like, the louder and more they say it? That's you with the fireflies right now, Aero. Oh, don't get silent. It was a joke.
I was trying to remember, didn't I say last time that I wasn't bringing another CoCaster along? I feel like I said that at some point. I feel like I said at some point, you know what? This was a great last cast for Lulu.
That's true. That did happen, because I was going to make an okay boomer joke.
Oh, damn, and you had to bring it back up.
I mean, maybe not everyone was here for that game, Aero. I just had to let them know why that was my last cast with you.
Yeah. So apparently I screwed up on one of the players who... So I had Johanna, Lucio, Thrall, Raynor, Dahaka. That's who it was. Right.
Yes.
I put 2 people as Raynor. I don't even know why I do the pop-ups anymore. They get screwed up anytime a player like swaps around, and they take up extra time and energy. Anyways, Dragonshire, it's gonna be
They just
Rexar
have
again
no
right now.
respect for you in the pop-ups, Aero.
Exactly. So Oriole's gonna be available again. Are they gonna pick it? Are Tidecaller gonna let it get through again? Surely they don't. Surely this is a first pick Oriole.
Surely, but don't call me Shirley. What? So both teams get a Yrel in this match.
So Yrel was very strong in that last match. I don't think that she was first pick worthy when...
I mean, it's a choice, but maybe Rise Robin is just like secretly a one-trick Yrel. Oh, look at those picks. That's familiar.
It's Lunariel.
Hey.
You know what? I appreciate that I don't have to change anything under their players.
They do respect the work you have to put into those.
They do. You know what? They were just like, hey, you know what? We know there's a lot of energy that goes into that. We're going to make it a little bit easier for you.
It's going to be really funny when they actually swap
Yeah.
between who's playing Ariel and Lunara.
I was literally just going to say that too. So, yep, we're on the same page.
See, that's why you invited me back,
Sure.
buddy. Friend.
All right, so third ban here from Piecemeal. Last time they banned the Ana. We don't see the healer just yet. It wouldn't surprise me to see an Ana ban.
Yep, there it is.
I don't feel like they have anything to deal with the Oriole at this point. Anything. Like, res just happens and there's nothing to be done about it. Unless, I mean, I guess maybe a Wailing Arrow, but then they'll just do it after the silence.
Yeah, I mean, I don't super know what counters that anyways.
So,
like, the only thing you can really do is you just have your team stand around the dead person and you dare Ariel to res them, and then if they res, you just, body block them and kill them again.
Yeah, so I mean, certain CCs would work really well. If you had a Malfurion, you could certainly root them. ETC, Gul'dan, right? You have to hold on to some of those cooldowns so that you make sure that when they're rezzed, they're instantly deleted because you know exactly where they're going to be, right? So those are some of those things. Also, I think Li Ming gets a lot of value because, hey, you just killed somebody. That means all of your stuff is back. And they're going to res at an exact location, which means that you can dump 5,000 damage into them in the blink of an eye. So this could help. Taunt is a pretty short cooldown. The Lunar Flare could help. So they do get a little bit of that, specifically targeted CC. Is it enough, though? I don't know.
I feel like
mind control?
That would be very funny. How great would it be?
Work.
How great would it be if Sylvanas just mind controlled anyone that resurrected? Like she brings them back as Forsaken and dead. Right?
Fair enough. That's interesting. I wonder. First of all, I wonder if that would work. And second of all, I wonder if they'll actually take it. I don't feel like they will.
I don't feel like they will either, but I like it for the lore. So I choose to believe until they prove me wrong at level 10.
I hope my stream's still going. Is my stream still going? It's going on my side, but
it's as of 30 seconds ago it was.
All right, cool. So this Tidecaller Mrgles. All right, who's gonna win game number 2? Is it going to be Piecemeal on the left with the Oriole once again, or is it gonna be the Tidecaller Mrgles on the right looking to equalize the score? Why don't we go ahead and get our teams introduced? Take it away, Lulu.
So for Piecemeal this game, we've got MJ Doom on Zagara, Odd Thought on Lunara, Silver Jackal on Gul'dan, Dark Knight on ETC, and Zloth on the Ariel.
All right. Thanks for confirming the stream's still going, guys. I appreciate it. It's just the preview went dark on me for some reason. On the right, we've got the Tidecaller Mrgles. She's playing the variant. It's going to be Umbob on the Sylvanas, Kotip on the Greymane, Rise Robin on Urel, and Key 1108, the Stat Master General of NGS, playing the Tyrande. And it's going to be the Tidecaller Mrgles.
I love it.
I've actually wanted to do that for a couple of the other Mrgles teams, but this is the first time I've actually done it. So Varian there doesn't have his level 4s, so he doesn't have his full breadth of abilities just yet. It's obviously going to be Taunt, but until he gets that, he's a little bit more vulnerable. He doesn't get that big burst of health. He doesn't have Shield Wall at 10 to give him full protect. He's just got auto attack protect, or auto attack parry, basically, which right now is like, yeah, whatever, right? How much value is it going to get? It'll maybe prevent some of the damage from Lunara. But up in the top lane, this is an interesting matchup between Urel and Zagara, and it's seemingly very even.
Yeah. I am a little worried for Tyrande and how she's going to do in this bot lane with the Gul'dan. Because, she gets 2 charges of her Q, and that is her heal. And Gul'dan can just put out so much damage on so many team members at once. So we'll see how it plays out.
Well, right now, Urel holding the point over the Zagara up in top, but there's nobody in middle to get it. Ariel's going to head there to make sure nobody can get it. But that actually gives a little bit of an advantage here in the bot lane over to Tidecaller Mrgles. And they're going to get to level 4 first, so Varian has Taunt now. Just needs to find the right target, but not quite able to get onto the ETC. He's going to use that Power Slide to stun. And MJ Doom gonna get the point control in top lane back over to the blue side. So we're split on that now. Actually, never mind. ETC's gonna head on to the point.
Oh.
And a good rotation there. Tidecaller finding the Oriole as she was on her way into the bot lane.
Yeah, they did give up control of both points for that, so they have to be a little careful. Just make sure no shenanigans here happen mid while they're trying to get one of the points back.
Yrel tried to hop over the wall there, but couldn't quite make it. She's going to get that control back, and Zagara is very low. Also, you know, of important note here, Zagara at level 1 taking Infest has not... Never mind, just took her level 4. There's the taunt onto Lunara, the team... Oh, massive Lunar Flare! But not quite enough damage to take out the Lunara. Very close, though. If the team was just one step closer to the Varian, that would have been a dead Lunara.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yrel looking for that Zagara once again here. The control point not quite completed there. Almost had it, but ultimately pulling off. Greymane went to the mid because he thought they were going to have it, but they stepped off too soon.
Feels bad, man.
Sylvanas is getting a little bit of poke damage here, but again, I mean, Oriole can heal that all up pretty easily. And here comes Greymane back into the mix. Picked up that XP in the mid lane and is now getting them level 7s here a little bit ahead of Piecemeal. Taunt going out onto ETC. There's the Lunar Flare, but the Face Melt going to keep him alive. Gul'dan just getting so much corruption value. Sitting at 23 stacks now. A little over half. So we see a little bit different build here. So some of these talents that we talked about from for 4-year-old. Oh, never mind. They're looking for that ETC once again, and this time they're going to get him, but Varian's going to pay for it.
Oh.
Can they get the Oriole? They do, and there's no resurrection. She's not coming back.
She had full energy too.
So what I was going to say about Yrel here is this is a little different build. Instead of going into that Avenging Wrath, she's got the Hand of Freedom, which is going to help against nothing, maybe? I guess against the Lunara slows for the moment, but really it's all about the movement speed. She gets 35% for 3 seconds to whoever she puts that on, including herself. But she also has that Divine Steed that I mentioned, so she gets that 60% movement speed for 3 seconds, or it decays over 3 seconds. Looking for the ETC, they get the taunt. They don't have the Lunar Flare to land, though. They don't have Sylvanas, so Greymane is going to get Power Slid. But he's going to make a walk away. Make a walk? Whatever.
Make a walk.
Waka waka! Oh my god, do you know that? Tell me you know that one.
Fozzie Bear from the Muppets?
Yeah. Alright, well, ETC they're so close on getting this, like...
Aero.
Every time. And now they've got Merqueen Siege Giants here. But the Siege Giants are going to get taken out pretty quickly by Gul'dan. But level 10, just about here for Tidecaller. They're a full level ahead. Yrel doing really well here in the top lane against the Zagara. Let's take a look at our XP. What are the sources of that? Because it's only a little bit from the hero kills.
Oh, bad news. No mind control.
Well, I mean, that's fine.
Sometimes your memes are just dreams.
Well, we might see a kill onto Yrel, although using that Hand of Freedom gets her out of danger there. But with this 3-man rotation and Lunara in the middle, that leaves Tidecaller Mrgles free to push down the bot wall and the well, which is huge for them. They're even going to get this fort, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a Sylvanas. They got the black arrows on the fort. This is going to drop very quickly.
The question is, do they pay for it? And right now, it's looking like they might. That Horrify puts them into a corner, and ETC does have Mosh Pit available, so they have to be a little careful here. Whatever that ability is.
Shadow Stalk.
Thank you.
I did like it being used to make them like secret agents sneaking out behind enemy lines.
No doubt. So again, Urel's able to... I'm actually surprised by this. Well, Lunar's getting the damage here onto Sheej. Here comes the Mosh Pit. Can we get the Lunar Flare?
No.
The Detainment Strike put Varian into it. And that's going to be 2 kills onto both of the damage here. The taunt going out onto Gul'dan, but the Lunar Flare was not available to interrupt. And again, I mean, not a lot of ways to interrupt. That's why I thought that they probably took Wailing Arrow specifically. Even though Mind Control could have potentially worked for that, the Wailing Arrow is just a better option.
Yeah, you have to be really careful on these points here because that's such a small area around the shrines here, and Mosh Pit covers most of that area if you're inside.
Well, they're not quite able to get the point, although Urel went into the mid lane there to gather that soak. Zagara and Lunara both up top here. Tidecaller should be able to clear up this Bruiser camp pretty easily. Varian looking for a taunt on this. Well, there you go. There's the cursed bullet. That's how you're gonna get that kill. Not this time, but you do get the Horrify. And you know what? A 30-second cooldown and a 20-second cooldown, worth for sure.
Yeah.
Shadow Stock was better as a self buff. Changed my mind, says Ektar. And I know, listen, Wolverine, I know that it's always Wailing Arrow, but just hear me out. Resurrect with Mind Control.
But the
Oh, can they get there? Can they get there? I think Urel can keep Zagara off of it long enough. It looks like Greymane might get it. Uh-oh, the game just paused. Okay, cool.
Hey. Level 13 and a Dragon Knight for the Tidecallers.
This is a great place for them to be. They've already got the bottom fort down here. They've got a Dragon Knight to punt away any potential mosh pits. So need to be mindful of that though, right? They gotta, like, I don't think they need to punt out the ETC just because. I think they want to bait out the mosh pit.
Oh.
But Varian falling pretty low here. Does have shield wall, so he's going to get that protect. But he's still got the dot damage. This time the ETC punt probably keeping Varian alive, so I'm okay with that 100%. But Urel, well, Lunara jumping onto Urel is going to bait out the Sacred Ground. And then she's just going to hop on her steed and go on about her business. Dragon Knight's in about 20%, so it's pretty well done other than just clearing up lanes. They got a whole fort, though. So Tidecaller's looking pretty strong here. And, you know, I suppose I just thought of another counter to Oriel. And it's kind of a strange thought, but Oriel's res doesn't get any value if you never actually kill anybody. If you never commit to taking those big brawly fights, then it's a worthless talent. So, you know, I saw earlier on BOE between Franksfurters and I Must Feed, Franksfurters was behind in kills, but they took all of the Immortals, and there weren't a lot of team fights. So if you just don't go for that, then you're fine. But if you just rotate and get a free gank like this, that works too.
Just play PvE HOTS, and then she can't res anyone.
Pretty much.
You know, the real Galaxy brain play is to get the enemies down to like 20 health.
And then just kill them all.
I feel like... Oh, I was gonna say...
Hold on. Like, big Horrify after the Lunar Flare interrupting the mosh pit there. Lunara jumping over the Sylvanas. She's going to use that Haunting Wave to get out, and the Elun's Chosen there to keep her healthy. So, again, Horrify, mosh pit used for a Wailing Arrow? I guess Shadowstock was in there too.
Yeah.
All right, Galaxy Brain play. Continue.
Yeah. So if the other team has an Ariel, you don't kill anybody. You just get them down to 20 health. So they like back out because they're like, oh no, I'm gonna die. But they don't actually die. Exactly. Although, you know, flip side, it's Ariel. If she has energy, she just, you know, full heals you if she takes that talent at 16. But you know.
That's an interesting play, like the almost kills, right?
Right.
Never get the kills, just get the almost kills enough to piss them off and push them back to have to reset, and then you go get something else while they're resetting. I like that. I'm gonna have to think about that, see if there's another way to make that work.
I mean, I feel like in the heat of a team fight, that'd be pretty hard to execute, but...
I mean, Falstad?
I don't understand what you're
you just Mighty Gust and then you're good.
Yeah.
Dragon is set up and ready to go for Tidecaller here.
Yeah, but Zagar is about to not take the top point, obviously, because why would she free take that when you can gank a Aero?
She wants to take the team fight. Nope. There's the taunt going out onto Zagar. Nope. They get the kill. Looking for the resurrect. Here it comes. The Horrify coming out. Sylvanas very low. Greymane also in the back line. Is there any healing for Greymane? There is not. Sylvanas going to be taken out as well. So a 2-for-0 trade. Well, I guess 2-for-1 trade, although they got the resurrect. So there you go. See, that's the problem, guys. You committed too hard. You got a kill, and then you lost the fight.
Yeah, and that was my concern with round 2, is like having the ability to heal up your team when you've got Gul'dan damage and Lunara damage coming on you.
Well, they're going to stall it out for a few moments, but they can't stall it out for very long. Certainly not long enough for Greymane and Sylvanas to get up.
Aero was almost taking back the top point and then got put into a devouring maw by Zagara.
That is a great play.
That was very funny.
Let's see. So Dragon Knight, who's the Dragon Knight looking to punt? Might punt away the Varian. Yeah, exactly. There's the Mosh Pit onto Greymane alone, but Greymane's got Ellen's Chosen, so he's going to be able to survive. Is also going to tap here. And Horrify going out, hits onto 3 here, so Greymane's going to get taken out because of that. Shadowstalk used as well, so getting a little bit of healing there. And the Dragon Knight now going to head down toward the bot lane. Doesn't have a lot of health. It's only got about 33% of its health. Probably somewhere around 33.33%, repeating, of course.
Of course.
And there's no minions here, so I mean the Dragon Knight's going to fall just to the tower, although it's only got about 8 seconds left anyway, so this is a good time for them to back out. They got pretty decent value out of it. They got the mid fort, they got pretty decent damage onto the bot fort.
I
missed that one.
Hello. I did too. Also, the Tidecallers, they lost their well in the bot lane, so the next time the objective comes up, they won't have that on their side anymore. And Zagara is probably going to take the top well as well, maybe?
Well.
Oh, there's the fourth spot.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Greymane. Ooh, yeah, we see the danger pings, they know. Oh, the cursed bullet missing. They so needed that to hit. Oh, can they get him? Here comes the resurrect. They need something. They don't have anything. Literally nothing. The Horrify going out on a Varian is going to push him back. He does have a taunt in 4 seconds if he can survive. But now there's a siege camp pushing in behind them here. ETC power sliding in, doesn't have Mosh yet. So Sylvanas has almost no health. But you know what? Never mind. I was going to say the Celestial Attunement keeping her alive, but then it dropped. This is Celestial, or Calderai Resistance. Celestial Attunement. What is that? That must be a...
Celestial Attunement is the cleanse on Q.
Got it. All right, here comes the camp invade from Piecemeal as they get their level 20s first.
Yeah, this game got bad for the Mrgles in a hurry. They just lost their top and bottom forts, and the enemy team beat them to 20. But they will have 20s for the next objective at least. So this is good.
Oh,
but they won't have a Urel. This is less good.
And you know, it's a 120-second cooldown for Mosh, but I think that it's completely warranted to lock down a hero like Urel who can disengaged pretty easily, and they didn't have a whole lot of other ways to lock her down. Maybe they could have whipped her into a wall, but they weren't really in position for that.
Yeah, and it was also, death timers are longer now, and there's an objective about to spawn. So now Tidecaller is without Yrel for another 30 seconds.
And they're going to go for a fight anyways. The Lunar Flare going out missing, but Greymane's just going to be taken out. Siege here on Varian. I think he's not long for this world. Does get the taunt onto ETC, but you know what? It doesn't matter. This bottom keep is down, and I think this is core. I think we see them making the call. There's only a Sylvanas for damage. Yrel will be up soon, but I don't think there's any way she can stop this.
No.
Lunara mistimed her jump. Does she get... Oh, she doesn't have another jump.
That double devouring maw just to like triple ensure they got the core down there.
Yeah, the devouring maws did a lot of work in this game, helping to secure one of those Dragon Knights and locking the teams down for long enough just to make sure that they got objectives and kills. But ultimately here it's going to be Piecemeal taking the 2-0 victory, and taking a look at these stats here. Look at how much more Gul'dan did. 72,000 compared to 43,000 out of Greymane. That's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, Ariel did take the level 16 for spell power, so he did get some extra buff once they hit 16, but he was definitely doing work the whole time. Because again, the shrine, it's a little small point, and so he can just throw out corruption and hit everybody.
Yep, and once you get that level 1 echoed corruption completed, there you go. I mean, it returns, gets you additional stacks, and even more damage. So, looks like Dark Knight's going to join us. Let's head over to the NGS lobby.
Okay.
Alrighty, we are joined here by Dark Knight from Piecemeal. Congratulations on your victory there, buddy. How you feeling after that big win?
It's always good to get a W, so feeling good.
Excellent. Well, I gotta say there were times where I was concerned, especially in that second game. It looked like Tidecaller was really strong, and then you guys, stuck it out. Ultimately, you get a couple of kind of picks, one onto the Yrel, actually two onto the Yrel. Ultimately, I think Zagara got Yrel up top, and then you guys got her on the bot lane, and then were able to close it out. So I would like to ask, because it's interesting to me, the team dynamics. At what point, was there any concern throughout that game? Did you feel like there was a point where it kind of turned around, or was it just calm, collected? How did that game go for you?
I think when we look at the draft, especially the second match I'm talking about.
Yep.
We knew that, well, I knew for sure. I was like, I'm a solo tank ETC, so I know there's gonna be a lot of pressure on me because I know the combo they're trying to do, and so it's really just making sure we communicate with each other and see if we can bait out abilities, and hopefully I can survive. That's really what it came down to. That was it's a very strong combo, and since in our solo lane we went with another ranged hero, you have to be the margin for error was smaller, so we just when things happen, we're like, hey, we know this is going to happen. We just have to make sure we are engaged on our terms, not let them engage on theirs, because that's what they want, right? With that particular combo.
Absolutely. And Silver Jackal had some absolutely just monstrous horrifies tonight in both games. Some of them were isolating heroes, some of them were just scattering them all to 4 wins, and basically setting up plays for the rest of your team to to isolate those kills, take them out, and then move on to the next and ultimately get, in some cases, 5 kills, if I remember right, at the end of game number 1. So Silver Jackal pretty comfortable on the Gul'dan, I'm assuming, and is it just calm, cool, collected, or does Silver Jackal go just is there any kind of excitement when those plays happen from them?
Well, I think in general, it's when we practice and we're pretty confident in our abilities, and so maybe it's kind of expect a certain play to be made, and so it's good to say, oh yeah, that was a good play, but obviously until you win the match, especially with HOTS, it's not over until it's over. So you don't want to cheer too much. You want to make sure you focus on finish off the game strong.
Sure. So speaking of plays that maybe kind of go a little bit differently than maybe you expect, in game number 1, you guys get that first Punisher, the Frozen Punisher. You got a couple of kills out of it, and then you just kind of let it go. You went for that siege camp instead. What was the call there? Like, did you think that the camp was going to get you more value than the Frozen Punisher, or was there some specific reason that you guys backed away from pushing with that?
I think it's just because we were so low, and usually that first Punisher is it's hard to get a lot of value unless they really lit you, and I think it was just a call. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to push too much with this. Let's try and get value somewhere else, because something sometimes teams do is hang around too much and really just stands and do nothing. So it's more of a let's make snap position. Let's get some value somewhere then. If we don't think that we will get value there.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the call you have to make, right? And so, and that's exactly the question, right? Is what was the call? How was it a little bit different, in that circumstance? And so that's that's helpful to understand a little bit about the mindset of the team, and clearly the mindset is if we make a call, let's commit to it as a 5-man squad. Now you guys have been around for a little while as a team, right?
Well, Piecemeal, the official team was last year. The only people that are from the team last year is myself, Odd, and Hex, who subbed in for tank for me last game. And we had a few new members, so sort of veteran, but we also have some new faces this year. Gotcha.
Well, and how are you guys feeling about the team's dynamic so far? Do you feel that things are going pretty well for you? Do you feel you still have a lot of growth to come, or like where are you on that scale right now?
Well, I think we're still moving forward, but I think when we were putting the team together, I even mentioned this to the guys that for me, it actually felt, I've been in a few teams, a few kind of shuffles before, and there's always that kind of like growing pain period of like, we're trying to figure out people's tendencies. And with this particular group, for me personally, at least, I didn't feel that. I felt more kind of like a natural fit. So, and it's more of like minor nuances that you need to kind of work. But I think overall, the team has been working really well together.
Excellent, good deal. Well, I mean, it's looking pretty decent for you guys. That gets you 16 points, which puts you. Make sure that that's correct. Wow, you guys have already reported your match.
Div C West, I'm telling you.
Wow. Okay, so that puts you tied at second with Wood Tap That. So clearly, I mean, things are going pretty well for you guys overall. And I was just the reason I'm on the site was I just wanted to pull up your guys' flex match status so that I could either congratulate you or chastise you. But it looks like you guys have you guys played all of your flex? Oh, wow, you guys have played all. Congratulations to you on all of your flex matches being played.
Yeah, and actually claps for Odd Thought, since he's the brain behind that. He's the one that's helping, or he's the one that actually, I mean, because he help, he's the one that does it, So
good deal.
He makes sure we schedule all the matches, and so lots of credit to him.
Awesome. Lulu, what questions do you have for Dark Knight?
Is pineapple a good topping for pizza, and why is the answer yes?
Always. As a pineapple, as far as is it good? It's always a good. And why? Because it's so sweet.
That's good enough for me.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait, I forget. Are you part of the Pineapple Express crew?
I am. I was in that match.
Okay.
I was not, but I am fully a pineapple on pizza supporter, so.
I mean, I mean, there's lots of good pizzas, but you know, pineapple on pizza is good. And the people that don't like that, or that just don't like pineapple in general, which is Arthur now for some bizarre reason, like they're crazy.
Well,
Born to Shine.
We'll turn them. We'll turn them one day.
One of these days, we'll convince them.
Alrighty. Anything else, Lulu?
Yeah, that was it. All
right.
That's more important than a match, Aero, please.
Yeah, she's asking the big questions here, the important questions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Dark Knight, last question for you before we do the shout outs here. So, any particular moment that stuck out as a highlight moment for you tonight, as whether it was something you did or your team did or the opponents?
Well, really, the second match, again, they did a really good job of, they had their combo. They were able to pull it up a couple times, and so having, a competitive game for me is always fun. And so that second match, it was very competitive, and so it could have gone either way. And for me, that's, I find that fun. That's why I play organized HOTS. So.
Sure. Yeah, Tidecaller, at least tonight, I haven't watched a lot of their games. I think this is the second one I've cast for them, but Tidecaller looks a lot to me like Regen Phoenix did in our matches last season, where they're very competitive. They're just like 5% off from where they need to be to win the games, and if they can clean up some of those things, they'll be in a great place and they'll be very competitive. So
yeah, and I think across, at least in Div West C, I think it's been actually very competitive, a lot more than I think what the record says for many.
For sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap up. Any shout outs?
Well, first of all, shout out to my teammates. Really good job tonight. Shout out to Tidecaller for a great match. Shout out to you. Thanks for casting. Always enjoyable. And again, all the peeps at NGS watching in Twitch chat.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Dark Knight. I do want to shout out both Piecemeal and Tidecaller for being patient, waiting for our earlier match to finish up. I realize you guys are on, on the west side of the bracket, but it still gets pretty late. So thanks to you and your team, and to Tidecaller for that, and also for reporting your match. That makes our lives a lot easier too. So thanks again. Have a great night, and good luck for the rest of your season.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Alrighty. Well, that's gonna wrap us up. Lulu, did I catch you? Are you back in this?
Hello.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. So, yeah, anyway, so that's gonna wrap us up for the night. That's the third of 3. Anything you want to say to Twitch chat before we log out for the night?
Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope you get some delicious pineapple pizza. And yeah.
Alrighty.
Also, the Lucio fireflies aren't real. No, I'm done.
So, looks like Bahamut is currently casting a match between Psystorm and the Baddest Dudes. So we're going to go ahead and send everybody over there. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Murda, I appreciate the shout out there. Hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you again soon.